All right, this is the 16th year we've given the Darrent Williams Good Guy Award from the Denver chapter of the Pro Football Writers. We name this award in honor of Darrent, and every year when we do this, I take a minute to think of him. The last time I interviewed Darrent was after the last game he played in. He had I think it was a 34-yard punt return, and I asked him about the punt return, and they missed the playoffs that game, and he pointed at my notebook and he said, "Put it down, we're making the playoffs next year." So I always kind of think of that when we do this each year. And in the voting this year, Justin Simmons also got heavy consideration. Alex Singleton got some heavy consideration, and the winner of the 16th Darrent Williams Good Guy Award was Dalton Risner.
Thank you so much, Matt. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. That's pretty sweet. First off, thank you guys so much. I appreciate that. It's a huge honor for me to receive this award. I know that it's been a tough year for all of us here in Broncos country, but at the same time, there's things like this that sure do mean a lot. And thank you guys so much for your votes. It means a lot for me. I take this very seriously. Obviously, the game of football means a lot to me. I love being a Denver Bronco. I love being an offensive lineman and doing that type of work, but I also love being good to people. And I want you guys to know how much I appreciate you. I know as players and media, we won't always see eye to eye. We won't always see eye to eye on everything, but at the end of the day, we sure do appreciate what you guys do here at the Denver Broncos and appreciate the work that you guys do. We all take pride in our work. I know you guys work extremely hard. And at the same token, with Darrent and his story and the type of player that he was for the Denver Broncos and the tragic event that happened with him, for me, I didn't get to know the guy, but I know that I watched the guy growing up. I watched every single Bronco game. And for me to hear about the type of man that he was amongst adversity really motivates me and reminds me of how important it is to be a great man, not only in times of comfort and convenience, but also in times of trial and tribulation. That's something I've always tried to take pride in, is I'll put the onus on me every single time. I have no problem with taking the heat. I have no problem with admitting whenever I'm wrong or when I have a bad game or being the one to come talk whenever we might be 4-12. So with that, thank you guys so much. I appreciate what you do, and it's an honor for me to be named this award.
Questions for Dalton? It's important for you to have a relationship with the media, where so many can now sidestep this. You have Twitter, you have your own platform.
Yeah.
You've always been this way since the moment you arrived.
Troy, I feel like I just love people, man. That's why I feel like I got a great relationship with you and multiple people here that I'm looking at today, is because I love people. And that's something that I've always valued, something that my mom instilled in me at a young age, is I believe we're all down here for the same reason. I believe that very strongly in my heart. We might get sidetracked with your guys' job in the media, and I might get sidetracked with the game of football, but we're all down here for one purpose, and I believe that's for Jesus and to be good to each other. So I love each and every person that I meet. We're all brothers and sisters in Christ, and I just love being kind to people, and I'm not always perfect. I'll fall short plenty of times, as you guys have probably seen throughout my career. But I guess, Troy, I just value having relationships with people, because I think people is what matters. I'm not going to come home in 5 years and look at this and tell myself how great of a guy I was. I'll probably be able to talk to Troy 5 years from now, and you'll be able to share stories about what you saw in me as a person. So I just believe the relationships are really important.
Dalton, take us back when you found out you won the award, and kind of what went through your head when you first heard about you receiving this award.
This award right here?
Yeah.
Okay. Earlier this morning, I actually saw it, because I actually don't have social media. My marketing team runs all of it. I haven't, looked at it in a couple years now, and they sent me a group text picture, and they said, "Hey, congratulations, it's so cool." And I didn't even know that I got it, and I looked at it and read the link and read the article, and I was just so proud to receive it, man. It was a great feeling, a humbling feeling, and I had known who Darrent was and knew his story, but then I started asking questions to try to get more familiar with the man that he was, and as I kind of figured out more and more about him, I just kind of continued to take more and more pride in what I was receiving today, because it means a lot and it carries a lot of weight. And it was an awesome moment, and I was really appreciative and excited to get up here and tell you guys thank you.
Did you take note that we didn't hold the push against Brett Rippon?
Cliss, really, today? I appreciate you doing that, because I think that one moment doesn't define a man. But Cliss, thank you so much. I can't wait to hear the new wave of stuff that comes with that. But I do appreciate that so much. Yep, yes, sir.
I'm sure disappointed, that you won't be able to be out there on Sunday.
Yeah.
With your fourth season here coming to an end, how are you kind of gauging out
Yeah.
the future now that your season has?
Yeah, well, it's tough. At the end of the day, how I look at it, my man, is in 4 years, I've started 62 games for the Denver Broncos. And that's not me. That's God, in my opinion. I'm so grateful to have played so many games. Like, I didn't even miss a whole year. I missed 4 games in 4 years. That's one a year. And I'm just really grateful for that. I'm grateful for the people here. I'm grateful for my time here, and I'm excited to see what's next for me in my career. And I don't know what that'll be, you know, and it's an exciting time. I don't want to make it be an anxious time and a time to be nervous. And one thing I was telling a younger player today is that in my 4 years, I've given it everything I've had for 4 years here. And people can take that for what it is, right, good or bad. I put everything into it, whether it be doing all the extra stuff, the optional things, showing up early, being here for my teammates, being here for meetings, working my butt off, leaving every game, putting everything out there on the field and saying I had nothing left. I put everything out there, whether it was a good game or a bad game of mine. And that's something I'm really proud of is I'm not getting done with 4 years with the Broncos and looking back and saying, man, I could have done a lot better in areas. I left a lot out there. I didn't show up when I needed to. I wasn't a good leader. I wasn't good in the community. I wasn't good to people. I didn't give my all in practice. Like, I'm able to leave and say I did all of those things. And I'm really proud of that, and I'm really just thankful that I was able to be a Bronco for 4 years. Thankful for John Elway for drafting me, man. Like, that's a dream come true. I'm from an hour and a half down the road, a town of 800 people, and every year I get to be in the NFL, and even on top of that, be a Denver Bronco. I grew up watching this team every single Sunday. I know you guys have probably heard it, and you're like, Dalton, we've heard this 100 times, but like, that's a blessing for me. I'm so grateful for that. And the coaches, Mike Munchak and Vic Fangio and Nathaniel Hackett, Butch Berry. I mean, I've had so many coaches here that I'm so grateful for as well, and media and Pat Smythe and Jordan and Eric Schubert and the trainers, Vince Garcia, my teammates, man. Like, I can't even list them all, but so many great, amazing relationships. And so many other people I didn't even just list. The community department, Liz Manis. I could go on and on of everyone that I'm so grateful for. So I look back at my time as a Bronco in these last 4 years, knowing what's ahead, knowing that this is a business, knowing that I'm going to be a free agent, or I'm getting close to that time. You know, I look back and I'm really thankful. And I look back and I'm proud of what I've done. And like I said, I'm just excited to see what comes next.
In terms of that business, side of it, obviously the path can take you wherever.
Yeah.
Are you still hoping that your future involves being a Bronco in the coming years?
Yeah, you know, when it comes to this business, I think that what everyone wants at some point as a player is to be valued, right? So if the Broncos value me and they want to keep me here and be a Denver Bronco, I can't wait. That's going to be one of the biggest things. But at the end of the day, it being a business, me entering this next area of my life, it's like, okay, where am I going to be valued at? You know, is it going to be the Broncos? Is it going to be somewhere else? And if it's the Broncos and the Broncos want to keep me here, I'll be so grateful to be a Denver Bronco, and I'd love to be able to do that. But it's kind of a hard question to answer, right? Because at this point, you just got to be excited to see what comes, and whatever it is, you got to be able to be excited for. And me and Whitney are ready for that. We're just excited to see what happens, and if that's the case here, then I can't wait, man. That'd be awesome.
You mentioned
Next question, Kyle.
just got everything we've accomplished these last 4 years. Where
Yes.
do you think your market value is at?
Dude, I don't know, man. You put me in a top spot. You should go do some research and let me know. I mean, I'm going to have to leave. And to my man's question earlier, like, I'm going to have to – the cool part about the NFL is I get to just show up and be a left guard. And we have agents for a reason. So I'm like, dude, for my agent, he tries talking to me. I'm like, man, your job is to find the numbers. Your job is to talk to people about who I am as a football player. That's your role. Your role is to help me sign a second contract. And I'm sure in the next few months we'll probably start talking about that. But while you're in the season, man, it's just like you don't have time, right? And you almost, for me, morally, you don't want to be talking about your numbers heading into the offseason when we still have a game left. So for me, it's like, hey, let me be in meetings all week, whether I can't play or not. Let me make sure that I'm here, getting my treatment, doing stuff with my guys. And once the season's over and once we check out of here and we have a few months off and it's off season, then I can start thinking about my personal future for the time being. And I guess when we find out, you'll see, and we'll be able to celebrate or not celebrate. I don't know, brother, but sounds good. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate it. God bless.